Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to return to Sina with a Thin Lizzy cover. She's going to be covering The Boys Are Back in Town. This was a song that was a huge hit in the mid-'70s, and it was everywhere for a little while. I remember that. It got radio play up the wazoo. It was unreal. Everywhere you went, the boys are back in town. And it's cool. I mean, we like Thin Lizzy. You know, they're a little bit underrepresented on the channel. We've got a few, though. We've got a few reactions up. Probably should add a little bit more, but I think this is a good place to start. So, Adrian, you know this song. Am I correct in assuming?
Yeah, I remember when it was on the radio all the time. And
yeah.
It was just one of those songs that kind of stuck in your head because you'd hear it on the radio so much.
Yep, that's right. It definitely was. So, and this is around the time of Wild Cherry Play That Funky Music, you know. It's like that was another one around the same time, but that's neither here nor there. We really enjoy Sina's covers. They're always informative and entertaining, and she's really, really good at what she does. Okay, so this audio and video done by Nils Neumann, whose name we know because he's a bass player that shows up once in a while as well. And we noticed that he was doing some interesting things with the cameras last time, likely on tracks in the studio, moving up and down by them, electronically. Well, with that, why don't we check this out, and we will discuss it afterwards.
All righty.
She was red hot, I mean she was steaming. And that time over at Johnny's place, well this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't wanna know, forget her. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, boys are back in town, boys are back
Okay, channeling Brian Downey like nobody's business there.
Yeah, I just gotta say, great shuffle, and this one doesn't bounce, but it swings instead.
Oh boy, it swings wildly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that song is harder to play than it sounds, I think, for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. I know it's not easy to play, and if it's difficult for Sina, it's that way for everyone.
Well, I don't think it was too difficult for her at this point. She's so good,
I was just saying theoretically, if anything was too difficult for her.
Yeah, a very pleasing to the ears drum track for sure. I love a good shuffle that's carried off well, and that certainly counts. Yeah, Brian Downey being basically the other member besides Philip Lynott that was the foundation of the band throughout its entire history. Guitar players came and went, but those two guys were on every album, throughout its history. So we actually have other videos where we talk about Philip Lynott's life. And I probably mispronounce his last name in those videos, but I'll leave them in the cards if you want to check them out. But he had kind of a tough upbringing, but he came out of it with a successful band. They had some issues. It was the 70s. I think that band had some drug issues that ended up taking the band down. Cautionary tale. This is why we like to see these amazing rock bands today that are not really wrapped up in drug habits and things like that and are just putting on these amazing, entertaining shows instead. As for Sina, that was beautifully done. And yeah, it was cool to see what she was doing there.
She makes it look easy here as usual, and she kills it. She makes it look easy, and that's the mark of a good musician.
Agree. Well, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? Do you remember when the song was a big hit? Did you ever see Thin Lizzy, or Philip Lynott for that matter? He was a solo artist briefly before his passing. But just any experiences you've had, if you leave them below, we'll be very grateful to read them. We'd like to find out what other people's experiences were when experiencing these bands that we go over. For that matter, if you've seen Sina live, let us know about that too. I know some of you have. She gets out there once in a while. And if you have other suggestions for us, leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.